Hello friends, you're watching Tech Talk and I'm Apsara. Today you are going to watch documentary on the haunting of Perron family, well known as the Conjuring. But before getting started, kindly subscribe this channel to watch more and more exciting videos in future. The Conjuring is based on the true events witnessed by Ed and Lorraine Perron, who were paranormal investigators and wrote plenty of books on their horrific experiences with the spirit and ghosts. In January 1971, the Perron family moved into a 14-room farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, where Carolyn, Roger, and their 5 daughters began to notice strange things happening almost immediately after they moved in. Get out, I'll drive you out with the death and gloom. That wasn't the welcome the young Perron family expected when they moved into their dream house. But that was a warning that greeted Carolyn Perron when she and her husband with their 5 children moved into the house, which they thought was a charming old farmhouse in a rural Rhode Island. It all started with a minor incident such as Carolyn would notice that the broom went missing or seems to move from one place to another on its own. She would hear the sound of scraping against the kettle in the kitchen when there was nobody inside the kitchen. She'd find small piles of dirt in the newly cleaned kitchen floor. The girls noticed spirits around the house, but they were harmless except few. They were quite angry. Carolyn allegedly researched the history of the house and discovered that it had been in the same family for 8 generations, that many of them had died under mysterious and horrible circumstances. Several of children have been drowned in the nearby creek. One was murdered and few of them hanged themselves in the attic. The spirit that was depicted in the film as Bathsheba was the worst of all. It turned out there was actually a real person named Bathsheba Sherman who lived in the Perron property in mid-1800s. She was rumored to have been a Satanist, and there was evidence she had been involved in the death of a neighbor's child. Bathsheba is said to be practicing witchcraft, sacrificing her baby to devil before she commits suicide from a tree in the backyard. The Perron as well as the paranormal researchers believe that it was Bathsheba's spirit that was tormenting them. The family experienced other spirits as well that smelled like rotten flesh and would cause bed to rise off the floor. Whenever their father visited the basement, he felt cold stinking presence from the behind. He tried to avoid basement, but the heating equipment failed mysteriously and forced him to visit the basement again and again, which was said to be the ghost hub of the house. Over the 10 years the family lived in this house, Perron made multiple visits during this time. At one point, Lorraine conducted a seance, which means to contact with the dead people through an agent of medium, and try to talk with the spirit that was possessing the Perron family. Carolyn became possessed during the seance. Andrea, who was the eldest daughter of Perron, claimed that I have secretly witnessed the seance. She told that I saw my mom speaking in a language that was not from this world, even not her own voice. Her chair levitated and she was thrown across the room. The movie version of Conjuring shows Ed and Lorraine performing exorcism rather than seance, but in reality they performed seance, but they promised they would never practice seance again because it was very dangerous for them as well as for other people too. Carolyn was chief target of Bathsheba. Even she started hurting Carolyn physically by pinches, slaps, or even injuring her with knitted needles. It shows in the movie that Ed and Lorraine succeed to remove the spirit from the house, which wasn't true at all. They become more aggressive after the seance, but Perron family was not in the condition to move from the house, so they lived in the house for about 10 years, along with almost 9 spirits. After facing the horror for about 10 years, Perron family managed to sell this farmhouse in 1980 and moved to Georgia, bidding goodbye to Bathsheba and other spirits too. But that wasn't the real end of the misery of Perron family. They told that many of the ghosts developed attachment to the Perron family and came to the new place with them, haunting them for the next more years. What you people think about of this haunting story? Would you ever like to live in this farmhouse once in a while? Do comment and let me know your opinion. Hope you like this video. Do like, subscribe and share. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get updates. Take care. Goodbye.